Man, I had to walk. I was in this little coffee shop doing all these other interviews. I was like, I can't be in this coffee shop. I'm about to be loud as hell with these motherfuckers. So I'm out on the street talking to y'all right now. Street to Inglewood where I
You
grew
get
up.
us, man. You get us.
Bro, I couldn't do it. I literally was like, I can't do this. I got to walk out.
I'm so
It
happy
looks
to
fucking
see
beautiful
you.
there today, man.
Bro, it's a nice day. It was raining. It's been raining the past 2 days. So I'm like, I just landed in LA, New Zealand, and was like, it was beautiful in New Zealand. I landed in LA, it was raining. I was like, fuck, but today's been great. So
Great.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That's not a sign of things to come. We like that. Dude, it's so good to see you.
you too, y'all, for real. It's
You're
really
looking
nice,
good,
actually.
man.
I was just gonna say the same about y'all, but y'all always look good. The thing is, I be up and down. I ebb and flow with how I look good. Y'all always look good.
Shut the hell up. We've seen
I'm
you. We
just
watch
saying.
you.
I'm
We know
just
how
saying.
handsome you are.
Yeah,
Don't come
dude.
at us with that modesty.
I'll be sitting there, bro. I got to tell you, I'll be sitting there scrolling Instagram, sitting next to my girl who loves me more than anything in the world, and then oh shit, there's a shirtless Jason Butler about to play some acoustic fucking number. Swiping past that shit because I can't risk that, bro.
Oh my god, y'all are tripping. You're crazy. It's AI. It's all AI.
I knew it. I knew it. Nobody can be that handsome. But dude, how long are you back in LA for?
Just over 2 weeks. I'm just gonna get some like fever music done and just some loose ends that I got to tie up on here.
Cool. Cool. It's we've got so much to talk to you about. It's been a hot minute since we chatted on recording. So first things first, congrats on the last Fever album. That was sick.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to get it out, man. Like I just had to do it. I mean, I was like lost my mind doing it, but it was good. I had to get it out there.
It was a long time coming. Like I saw you in New York in 2023 and you were recording that thing.
That's right. Oh my God. And so much had happened since like right after I saw you there. That's crazy.
Yeah, so much happened. And it was still like another almost year after that you released it. So how frustrating is that from you as an artist to be putting so much time and effort into this music and then having to wait to get it to the world?
Dude, look, I got to keep it so real with y'all. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done doing that. I'm not going to do it anymore. Like, you're going to see probably this year, definitely, like, I'm done. Like, that's not me. That's not who I am, dude. I'm too frenetic. I can't just abide by this like bullshit apparatus that makes you wait because they need time. You know what I mean? Like they need time to do whatever. But really, the people, the music, the art, all you got to do is put it out, bro. People will resonate or they won't. Like I'm done trying to play this game, this structure that doesn't really give a fuck about me anyway, right? Like the people, y'all give a fuck about me, art gives a fuck about me. But these people running that game, and again, like no offense to them, but also like they know what they're doing. So it's not like I'm saying anything crazy. So anyway, frustrating, but it won't be. I'm done.
That's the thing is, like, I feel like with that whole system that you've talked about, obviously, man, that has been beneficial for so many artists in the past. That's how it is. But at the end of the day, it's still all how do they build enough hype and give enough time and teeter-totter on this? What's too short? What's too long to make sure they get the most amount of money in their pockets?
Exactly. And look, dude, for some artists, it is what they want. And let me say that. If that's what you want to do, go do that. I just, the hood. I just don't, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that. And I haven't wanted to do that for a while. And so I think that the universe and, art as a deity for me is like, yo, stop playing yourself. Like I'm gonna put you through some trials right now so that you realize what you're actually supposed to be doing with me. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Do you think the way streaming has kind of gone? We had this conversation with our dude Matty Mullins the other day, who's got Memphis and Amblin, and we're talking about the way streaming has changed the system for them in terms of they've got a real structure in Memphis. He's releasing every single song as a single because he's like, the album's just not a thing anymore. People don't buy albums in the same way. So he's doing everything in a single. And then on the flip side, Amberlin have just announced they've re-recorded their first album with Maddie on vocals. And they're just like, let's just get it out there. People already know what's happening. So let's just give it to them. Do you think that we're in a new age of that, where there are potential to do exactly what you're saying?
Absolutely. Like if you're going to me, this is how I feel. If you're going to utilize the the way that the era has developed and, let's say, evolved or devolved, however you want to look at it. If you're going to utilize the way that it is now, it's like, fuck it, like make a single album, make it important, or don't. Like, just keep putting out music, bro. Like this dude that I really love, he's an artist. He's called Jameson, Jamsn. I actually did the talking intro to his second album. He's probably like 5 albums deep now. He had an album come out a year and a half ago, I think, and he just like put out a video for a song on it like a few months ago, and it's having a viral moment, and now he's selling out shows after a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of the benefits of this sort of, I don't even know how to really call it, but like the way that we move so quickly with streaming and music, that's one of the benefits. But ultimately, like, you have to engage people and engage with your art as if it's the last thing you're going to do every time. And whether that's you go, I'm going to put everything into this, or I'm just going to release it into the world and see what happens. You just have to know that, like, at any given moment, it could be something. And if it's not, keep going. Like, we need to stop relying on data to tell us what our fucking work is. That's the point. That I just arrived. That's the point. And we're so fucking focused on numbers and analytics and data. Like, that has never been, and we're seeing it now with AI. Like, that's never been what your art is supposed to be conducive of, or vice versa. That being conducive of your art, rather. Data being conducive of art is crazy.
Dude, if you're sitting down in your bedroom with an acoustic guitar or a piano and a pen and a paper, and the first thing that you think about when you're going to put your feelings or something that you've experienced into a piece of music, if the first thing you're thinking about is, will this chart or will this sell, you need to find a new fucking hobby.
Absolutely. And get out of the fucking way. You're just taking up space for like an artist in their bedroom who, low-key, like, I hate to use this word, but like deserves to be heard. Like, deserves to take the chance and be vulnerable. And like, fuck it, dude. I don't know. I'm just like at this point now where there's a lot of contemplative practice and Eastern Buddhist shit that I've been thinking about lately, and I'm sort of like going back and forth between my Western brain and my more Eastern brain with that. But it's like, this whole thing, bro, like this thing that we call music is in fact your portal to God. Like, it truly is. So if God, in almost, like a real sense of God, a more authentic, pure sense of God, and however you look at it, Abrahamically, again, like sort of more polytheistically, like whatever, like God is not supposed to be about an outcome that is financial or material. Like, it's never been that. It's never supposed to have been that, at least. You know what I'm saying? We as humans fuck that up. But I believe that art is God. And that's to me, and I said this in another interview, before I was able to make love, experience like connection that way, or do drugs or whatever the fuck, like, I had music as my access to God. So it's like, if you're thinking about the charts, there's another kid out there thinking about how they talk to God. I want to hear that kid.
Do you think, we talked before about Johnny seeing you being all sexy on Instagram. Do you think that, or do you focus in on how real you're being on social media in order to share the art? You've been very open and very honest about your like mental health struggles lately.
Yeah.
And what you've been going through. And I think that's one, really commendable that you're actually sharing as openly and honestly as you are.
Thank you.
Does at any point of that you go, I should be doing this or I shouldn't be doing this because it may hinder the music? Or is it just a case of, this is me being me, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't?
Beautiful question, because if I do feel, because I will be honest, there are times where I'm like, I shouldn't do this. Like, in my conditioned brain with the industry is like, I shouldn't do this. And then my soul goes, that's why you should do it. You're saying that because you're conditioned to believe this is going to harm your career, not your art, your career. And sometimes your art does not align with your career because the fucking industry or the world isn't there yet, or isn't designed, or hasn't made a place for you yet. But if you are being honest, organic, and authentic to your art, your soul, oftentimes it's not going to align with industry, because the industry is not designed. Industry isn't designed for art. It's designed for capital. It's designed to make money. They're two different things, bro. And they, there's a lot of people out there that can moonlight, and masquerade as people that support artists. But at the end of the day, and it's not even their fault, because they got families, they got bills, they got things that they need to do. They need to make money.
Yeah.
So they have dedicated their lives to making money adjacent to art. But I consider myself to be a creative, an artist. I have dedicated my life to art. And so I have to be okay with the fact that I may die broke. I may die like looking crazy. Like that is what you have. I believe that's what you have to give into that. You have to surrender to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at. And again, a part of my mental health issues are grappling with that reality and understanding as a father too. Like, how do I be the best representation, the most authentic representation of myself for my children? Because I believe that that's worth more than any dollar amount that I can offer to my children when I die. And I truly believe that. And some parents might be like, this motherfucker's crazy. But like, I believe that I could inspire my children to be whatever they want if they see that it is possible, even if it doesn't pay you in the beginning. And also understanding how I can set them up to do the things that I didn't do financially so that they'll be okay in this world, right? Like that's where that's how I exist.
I also think the doing things for love, regardless of the consequence, more often than not leads to success. That's my entire career. I've never chased like, this is the most financially beneficial thing. I've just been like, well, I like doing this, so I'm going to do it with integrity. Yeah. And more often than not, it's worked out for the best. I've been very lucky, and wonderful people like you have supported me in my journey. But the same thing for you. People can see that integrity and they buy into that because they're like, well, fuck, this guy's doing the thing that he loves. And if they resonate with it, they're going to want to support that.
Yeah. You're so right, Nick. That's so true, bro. And the thing is, we all want the real. Like we all want it because our souls need it, bro. Like we need it. We are literally born into this world, whether you want to look at it as a cosmic result of us just winning the cosmic lottery and all these fucking googleplex of possibilities be coming together to make us here, to have us being born, to like a more psychological desire for evolution and survival. Like we need the things that are going to sustain us as authentically as possible to survive, however you want to look at that. And when you do that, especially in this world that really urges you to become a cog in their machine, that the apparatus that they've built for them, and I don't mean to be too tinfoil hat guy, but it's a small percentage of the world that actually benefit from us being cogs. It's not us.
Yeah.
When you do that, you speak to people on a level that you can't even imagine as a marketing person, as a PR person, as a promoter. You can't. It's something that speaks to their soul. And I know that shit sounds hella woo-woo, but I'm back in LA, y'all. So of course I'm gonna talk like this. You speak to their soul. And I believe that is it is a priceless and invaluable piece of promotion, but it's beyond that. You know what I mean? And that's what you do. That's what y'all do.
It works though as well, man, because when Nath just mentioned about you being very open and transparent about the mental health stuff on social media, when I see those posts from someone like you who I've listened to for so long, that transports me back to like, oh, this is the dude who was writing those really fucking crazy vulnerable lyrics in Letlive all those years ago. And it just makes sense. It just comes together, and you get a much better feel for who someone is as a person and an artist, and where those things meet when you see that vulnerability just put out there so blatantly and so raw.
Yeah, I think that's dude, great point right there. But like, okay, so for me, Johnny, like, so bringing Letlive back for this period really required me to observe who I was and who I am, right? And sort of how do I bring who I am into a healthy and safe position to represent who I was, because who I was quite reckless, like, and I found what I've realized is like I was really good at exhibiting my feelings through Letlive, but exploring them beyond the lyrics or performance was too scary. I wasn't emotionally equipped. I was too young. I didn't have enough lived experience, or at least I didn't think so. Like I wasn't ready to tackle those things that I am now, you know, in my late 30s. I'm like, oh wait, these are things that I have lived with my whole life, and it's shocking and it's scary, but it's necessary if I'm going to evolve, not only as an artist but as a human being, like as a person. And so, looking back to the lyrics, understanding that I haven't really figured that out. You know, I'm a father, and I've been married, and all these things, and I still haven't figured out all those emotional hurdles. I was able to tell myself that maybe they're not there anymore because I got married. Maybe not there because I have children. But what I would like to say to my parents or people, older people out there, or anyone out there that believes that they still have, you know, things that they need to reconcile with in their emotional life, is that that's a gift. Like I know it's fucking hard because I'm going through it, but it's a gift because you get your sort of like this quasi emotional taste of enlightenment and what it means to be alive, what it means to exist in this world that is full of beauty and joy, but without the tribulation and the hardship, you actually won't taste it as sweetly and as deep and rich if you don't face the things that are in fact inevitable. So when we're looking at ourselves and looking at what's hard and thinking it's being done to us, no, my friend, it's there for you because that is part of life, and it actually prompts you for what you're ready, what you deserve, which is, you know, some type of bliss, some type of joy. And you won't get there without those hardships. And I really, not only do I believe it, I know it. Like I know it.
When I was like 17 or 18, I was reading Pete Wentz's journal because he used to like do like the public journaling for Fall Out Boy, and he had a line on one of it. It was like, "Without the sour, the sweet wouldn't taste so sweet." And that
That's
like
right.
hit me in my soul in that moment. I've never forgotten it. But twice my
Man.
lifetime later, I think it
Yeah.
is something that, yeah, it's like, I guess it's those things that also like you have something, a point of reference to compare to. You can kind of be like, well, look how fucking cool this is because that's the alternative, what it could be, and we experience that.
Absolutely, dude. And it's hard. It's hard because again, like especially in the Western world, like we have we've made our success is incumbent upon so many material things and money and status. And when we start to realize that there is a type of success that you can achieve within your own soul, your heart, a love for yourself, a love for those around you, a love for your fucking environment, your planet, like that is accessible to you every single day. Like when you start to go like that, it's like, okay, maybe this depression is just something that is moving through me versus becoming, right? Like that's where I'm at now. I'm like, yo, I'm experiencing depression, but I am not depressed, right? Like I am experiencing this thing, but I am not depression, you know? So that's been a really good way for me to kind of be able to fucking get up in the morning and to keep creating music, or to get up and speak so, you know, like excitedly with y'all. Like it's because I'm having this experience. I'm most certainly having this experience, but it is not like this will move. I'm the sky and I'm
it's like, so obviously, like this brings me to a point that you just touched on with sort of having to go back and revisit a lot of those Letlive lyrics and have a look at who you were, who you are now. This whole thing, like, dude, I know for me and for Nath, like we bonded super hard over Letlive, especially Letlive Live. Like this is an experience, man. This is a fucking time. It was, to this day, one of the best, but some of the best performances I've seen. And for it to be that celebration for you live, is it a conscious thing that you are going back and having a look at those lyrics and who you were now and trying to come to terms with that and trying to work your way through it so that you can fully just lose yourself in that moment when you hit the stage with Letlive?
Yeah, man. Yes, Johnny. And the thing is, bro, like, it took me, and I'm not even kidding. Like today I had a conversation with my wife about it. I was like, I'm still feeling anxiety about who I'm gonna be on that stage. You know what I mean? Because it's inevitable that it requires me to recall those feelings and the lyrics and those moments. And so I'm sort of preparing myself for that, but I'm trying to design and build a person or a version of me that is strong enough to sit with that person, right? So it's almost like who I am now to be the driver, and that version of me to be in the passenger seat. I don't want that person to drive because that person was, again, like held an immense amount of self-abandon, you know, like very, very dangerously, again, reckless, not even so much physically, but emotionally. And
Oh,
mentally, I was
we've
very,
seen you
very
on stage, dude. You're pretty reckless.
dude. You know what I mean? And like, you know, I've sat in situations that then carried on into my, whether I knew it or not, into my personal life, my romantic life, my emotional life that that were, you know, dangerous. So it's like, how do I honor those lyrics and that emotion that was job number one, and not get too caught up in this self-flagellation aspect of who I was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like putting myself, like a stronger sense of self, in the driver's seat while honoring the person in the passenger.
Fuck yeah.
Did you have to have, how difficult were the conversations with the other dudes in the band about bringing it back and reconciling kind of like, here's we were, here's why we're no longer, and here's what we want to be going forwards? Was that a difficult conversation?
No, that's actually why that's the reason we're even doing a tour, is because it was so easy.
Oh,
like
great.
We just got together, kicked it. I was in an era of like radical honesty, like where I was being super honest with everyone around me as part of my practice to heal. And I just told them, like, here's where I am, here's what I do, here's why I do it, here's why I had to walk away from the band, like all these things. And they were like, yeah, understood. I get that. I'm sorry. You know, they were so compassionate. They even joined me in like some of my meditation. Like I would go to the center and do meditation sits, and they would come to me. Like, I mean, honestly, like they were so kind and so understanding. So that's actually why we just got together. We didn't even do it to reconcile as a band. We did it as friends. So like, we should be kicking it. Like, let's kick it. So we did that. They would come to my house. I would go to theirs, and we would just go out, and we'd go to like coffee or dinner. And then eventually, you know, the inevitable was that we would reminisce, and there was nostalgia that was attached to our relationship. And we were like, you know, we realized that we were all in similar but different places in our journeys, in our life journey. And we realized that we needed to see what would happen if we brought Letlive back right now. And so that's why we're doing it, because we realized we just needed to do it. And so we agreed to do that. But it didn't start off with us being like, yo, let's reconcile because we need to have a band. It was actually, let's just get together because we're friends.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Great attitude.
The response on the internet for what we've seen has been overwhelmingly positive and excited. I haven't seen a single comment being like, don't do this.
Yeah, everyone's, it's been like, every greedy motherfucker's been like, finally, about time. Don't worry about how we felt.
I know, it's been cool though. It's been real cool.
We were saying I was like inundated with messages from friends being like, are you getting the tickets to this? Are we getting the tickets to this? Are we all going together? Which is cool, man. It's so exciting to see that love, and I'd say that with the double L, that it's still there and it means so much to people. It's a great time to be alive, man. I'm so pumped to have you come back out with this.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, that's actually, again, like what I realized was like, even if we as a band couldn't understand how to make it work, the people did. They held on. They held space for this thing to come back. That's the only reason we're able to do this. Aside from us wanting to, the reality is like we couldn't do it if people didn't hold space for these like 70 years since that, you know, we announced that we weren't going to be playing. And so, I mean, it's just a beautiful and blessed and privileged position to be in, and I'm just so fucking thankful, truly.
All right, dude. Hard question time. What give me 3 Letlive songs that you're just fucking hanging to play again.
See, you just asked it in the best way because everyone says, "What's the one song that you're blah, blah." But the way that you just asked that, I'll answer the question differently because I've been answering it the same way every time. I'm really excited to play the intro song to Fake History. Like, I keep thinking about that fucking intro song
Fuck yeah.
to Fake History. You know, like, I just love that shit, and I remember the moment I fucking wrote it and everything. Like, so I'm super hyped on that. I just keep thinking about this video on the internet where I was trying to get on stage to Renegade 86 and like the fucking security wouldn't let me on and download fast, and I like ended up kicking somebody. And so like I'm excited for that song. And then of course like Mother, bro. Like I don't know, it's just like getting to that last moment of that song and everybody kind of coming together to sing the end of it. Like I'm just excited for those three songs because of moments, though, not necessarily anything else other than the moments that I've had experience with those songs.
It's a cool thing to, as you say, to have like the moments and the experience that you've had. And also I feel like that will translate from the crowd too, because they can feel like when you're feeling a song and they've got that, it makes the songs more exciting, which is so fun.
I think so too. And I think it's really, again, it's like, how do we share these moments versus like, this song has streamed the most, or this song was like synced in a fucking TV show. You know, we have like one song that I don't even really remember playing that often, but that got into this show Shameless, and it's like our most streamed song because it was synced. Like it's about the moments, bro. Like fuck all this, like I said, fuck all this data bullshit. And like what are the moments of what we're gonna have?
It's so cool that you have that as well. Like you've just given us moments that you can go back to and be like, this is why I love that. But is there any sort of like in the back of your mind, any pressure of expectation of what you might get from the crowd or how you might feel doing them?
Yeah, I mean, the pressure really lies in how am I going to react? Like, is it going to be mentally and emotionally equipped for what's about to happen? Like, you know, those are the questions that which is requiring me to do a lot of inner personal work. So I'll be correcting myself in that way. So that's I've been asking myself that a lot.
Have you considered the fact that your audience has also gotten older with you and they may not be able to move with the same level of energy and excitement that they once did? Because the last time I saw Johnny Mosh, he got knocked on his butt.
Well, I'm just saying, all I can say is that I hope that since it's been so long and there's been building up for so many years, that it offers us some sort of super strength that we get for an hour and a half that night to just become 16, 17, 21, 27.
No one's worried about you. I've seen you jumping off Ferris wheels into trash cans. You're covered. You're fine. It's us I'm worried about.
I think, you know what? I think there's going to be something that happens that night. Like I said, we're going to carry something special. We all just transport back to a few years ago.
Put it this way, dude. My brother very, very rarely goes to shows anymore because of, you know, just life and he's just always tired from work and, you know, cost and that. As soon as you guys announced, I don't reckon he's ever been this quick to anything in his life, man. Text me, please tell me you can get us tickets to this before they sell out. I'm like, don't worry, dude. I got you covered.
I love it, dude. I love that. Yeah, man. That's what I mean. That's the energy. That's the energy that I hope for and that I do feel will be present. So I think we're gonna be good.
And how booked is the Oz run for you? Have you looked at your schedule? And do we have any downtime for coffee?
It's a must. I don't give a fuck what the schedule. We're gonna go have coffee. Like that's us.
I like that.
Yeah,
dude, we're gonna let you get on. I'm sure you got more press to get done today, but as I said, like I messaged you when you announced. I'm so stoked to have you come back out. One, as a friend, because I love you as a human, but also because Letlive's so important to both Johnny and I. So,
dude, it's all love. I love y'all so much, and just thank you for reminding me that like the fervor and the sort of like a true passion for music as well as friendship exists in this game. It gets, you know, for me it gets harder to remember, and you guys are a huge reminder of that. So thank you so much.
Hey, dude, we love you. We appreciate you, man.
Love y'all, man. Thank you guys.
All right, have a great day, dude.
All right, boys.